Hello and welcome to another live stream. I'm just checking to make sure my internet was all working okay. How is everyone doing? I am very good. Had a good weekend this weekend. A bit of a last minute one, this one. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And anyone who's watching now live or anyone who's going to watch this afterwards, thank you for checking this out. My name's Simon. I'm an Amazon seller and I do these and I talk about Amazon and things like that and answer your questions about Amazon. So if you're a new person to Amazon or existing seller, you can come and ask me any questions you want. I do these every Monday and Wednesday. Hey, Bert, how's it going? Thanks for joining us, Bert. Bert's a good old regular, so I appreciate you coming on, Bert. Someone in just joined my community saying, need help finding supplier. Yeah, don't we all? Oh, dear. Yeah. It's funny when people come and like, can you just tell me the most valuable information you've got, please? It's funny, but yeah, it's all good. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Dear. Yeah, a few questions actually coming in the Discord, which is quite cool. So yeah, let me just get this link for the group, this thing sent out, and then did I announce it already on this one? Hopefully I did. But yeah, how is everyone's Amazon's going this month? Hopefully you're making lots of money. For me, it's been a pretty good month so far. Okay, cool. Thanks for joining us, Aaron. Yeah, I honestly, I'll be honest, I kind of lose track of everyone. But no, thanks for joining us, mate, from AMA. We all know who AMA, a big group out there. So, but yeah, so come hang out. Just going to put this message quickly into here. So yeah, how's it going? How is AMA going, mate? Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, so yeah, Amazon's going pretty well for me so far. Been a pretty good month. As you guys know, I've been building up my Amazon business again after not kind of winding it down, but slowing down quite a lot. And now I'm building it up again. My goal is to try and get to 10,000 a month again as an average. Obviously with Q4 that's gonna be quite easy, and but yeah, so far like this month I'm on 43.67, so I should in theory be on for about 6,000 profit this month, which means next month in theory I should be getting on to 10,000 profit months. But that's the kind of trajectory that we're going on so far. We're going up quite nicely, so it is just obviously a function of buying stock and having the stock in. I've got £190,000 worth of stock in Amazon. Some of it is a little bit bricked right now, but I know that's the game, so I'm happy. I've got some really good stuff in there that I'm just waiting. I'll let everyone else sell out first. And then literally, when Q4 comes, my numbers are going to be insane. But yeah, I'm happy to be patient. So, so Aaron's got a few questions. Cool, yeah. But I don't have to give too much away. So, you know, the website, teacher carers, health services, do you use them much? Not sure it's worth spending a few days blitzing the offers. I think I know what you mean. Maybe. I think so, but I'm not sure. I don't really use many of these kind of things. Like there's definitely like discounts available in certain places. Occasionally I'll use them here and there, but not always. One thing I've been doing quite recently is been using gift cards, which have been quite good. Makes accounting an absolute nightmare though, so I'm actually kind of wondering whether it's worth the hassle personally to save like a % here or there, but you know, but yeah, so but yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. You can mention it if you want, go for it, I don't mind, unless you don't want to mention it, of course. You can DM me. How about you DM me? You should know who I am. So yeah, hey CC, how's it going? A recent email from don't have a permission to sell. Oh, from what's the brand? Something, is it I2O Josh Marion, stating I don't have permission to sell their brand. Sent second email saying I need to remove the listing. Is this a scam or legit email? So it probably could be the brand. Now, if you own a product, you can sell it. You know, that's fine. There's no law that stops you from selling that, as long as it's obviously legit and stuff. Now, obviously, within Amazon's own terms and conditions, things like that, they can obviously stop you selling. It sounds like to me you're maybe getting a little bit of warning there about this brand, so I would probably just try and sell through quickly. Maybe just say to them, look, I've only got like 5 units left. I'll sell through and I'll avoid your brand in the future. Because you don't want to get an IP claim or some sort of like claim. Some brands are really naughty, like Al Haramain. We all know how bad they are. They'll buy your product and say it's fake, even though it's not fake. So you got to watch out for brands like that are just a bit naughty and do naughty, scummy things to get you off their brands. But yeah, I would say that one, I just probably avoid that brand from now on. They're obviously going to be a pain, and I've not heard of that one myself, but yeah, I definitely just get rid of it. Either if you've got a lot of, just try and sell through your stock if you can ASAP, or just with call it and send it back to and sell it on eBay or something like that. So that's probably the best thing to do there. There's plenty of brands that you can sell that you don't need to worry about these other brands. If they don't want your business, it's fine. I don't know. Also, as well, one thing looking at as well, you should obviously be checking to make sure that there's no red flags or yellow flags when it comes to looking for IP. So big things to look for when you're looking for IP brands are the brand themselves selling on the listing is one. Another thing you're looking for is when you're looking at the seller count in Keeper, you're looking for that sudden sharp drop in sellers where essentially everyone's been kicked off at the same time. Those are kind of the two biggest red flags. Looking for sponsored listings is kind of a yellow one. It's a bit hit and miss on that one. But those two are kind of the big ones really for looking for IP. So I'm not sure if that counts for that particular listing as well, but yeah. And the thing is, well, some brands don't know how to IP as well, so they'll like warn you and stuff. They don't know there's a mechanism there to kick everyone off. So you're quite lucky in that regard. So Peak Forge, you're saying help finding supplier for Amazon, especially for wholesale. So yeah, that question, mate. No one's going to give you, unfortunately, like that. So if they've got a really good supplier, they're never going to share it. They might sell it to you for 10 or 20 grand, maybe not. If you want to do wholesale as like an entry level sort of wholesale, which is like a bit like online arbitrage and wholesale, one good thing is try Quigita, and there's a link for that in the description, by the way. You can get £120 off your first order. So check that out. It basically allows you to order from over, I think, 500 wholesalers all over Europe through their website. So check that out, Quigita. Again, link in description. Use my code FBAMogul to get £120 off your first order. But in terms of actually doing wholesale, if you want to get like a traditional wholesale, you need to hit the phones pretty much. That's the only way to do it. You need to start calling up wholesalers. Now, if you look through my videos, you'll see I've recently done a video. Let me find it quickly. If I go to my YouTube channel, studio, I did an interview with a guy called Ryan who's been doing wholesale. He actually works for a wholesaler. I'll get the link and I'll put the link for you guys in here. And you can check that out. He works for a wholesaler, so he tells you all the tips and tricks to actually open wholesale accounts. That video is absolute gold. Aaron's probably going to go there and start ripping off all the secrets. But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so that was like an amazing video because you are getting information from the horse's mouth, basically. So, but yeah, which is very interesting. But yeah, so yeah, sure, DM me, Aaron. Yeah, absolutely. Empire got an IP on police perfumes from a Canadian. Oh, I saw this one. Yeah, I saw that because I used to collect vodka. I don't really drink, but I used to collect vodka, and I had one of those bottles with the skull. Yeah, that's really weird. So in theory, you should be able to win that one easy enough. I don't know how you got on with that, Empire. But yeah, that's really weird. I saw that it's so strange because it's a different. They don't own the copyright. Well, maybe they do on a glass skull. But yeah, I did see that. That's crazy. So I used to own that vodka anyway, and ended up giving it away to my brother. I don't think the vodka in it was very nice, but it looked cool. It's like the crystal skull from Indiana Jones. But yeah. Okay, so Amazon are asking for a safety data sheet. Is it an SDS on a griddle conditioner? I checked the ASIN was not showing dangerous goods. Product does not have a SDS to my knowledge. So you need to get in touch with the brand and ask if they've got one. They may have one. If you can't get hold of one, essentially you need to sell that before. There's a deadline basically for providing this documentation, like safety data sheets and things like that. You either passed it, to be fair, you might be past it already, or there might be in the future. You need to get it sold before then because you can't sell on there without the safety data sheet. So if you don't have it, then you're scuppered basically on that one. So you can reach out to the brand, ask if they've got one. But yeah, other than that, you're pretty much out of luck. Maybe hoping that someone else is going to. Someone said my YouTube link's not working. Oh, interesting. That's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to sort that out. Anyway, what we're talking about. Yeah, basically hope that someone else maybe uploads that documentation and gets that sorted. But yeah, apparently my link's not working, so let me just quickly fix that. I thought the link was okay. Get shareable link. Announcements. Click to join the live Q&A. Yes, that's the old one. Oh dear. I thought I changed that. Oops. No, hang on. It should be. Yeah, it is. Yeah. This is it. Weird. Okay. Strange. So this doesn't make for very good live viewing. So I thought maybe I messed up the link, but anyway, seems okay. Yeah, okay, it looks like it was him. It's fine. Cool. So yeah, unfortunately that's the thing. So what are your favorite online shops to source from OA, Claudia? My favorite one is, I think I've mentioned it many, many times. So it used to be Sports Direct when I was doing my Nike sneakers. That was obviously amazing. I got the only downside to that is I got quite lazy. I only ordered basically that one ASIN or two ASINs. Well, those two sneakers were enough for me to basically just order from them over and over and over, replan, and make $5,000 a month. So I got lazy. I didn't need to order anything else anywhere. So that was a big one. But yeah, exactly, John Lewis. Yeah, I love John Lewis, to be honest. It's one of my favorite ones. They do not give a crap about how much you order. I've ordered a lot from that. They do not care, which is what you want. You know. Hey, Ryan, that's going. Yeah, so ACA knows. He knows. But there's other ones as well. Curry's is very good, to be fair. That's a really good store to get good deals from. What else? Obviously, you know, Cogita is obviously a big one for me as well. And so right now I'm about 50-50 OA Cogita right now, but that's going to be skewing way more to Cogita as we get into Q4. We're not actually too far away from really thinking about that. I've already been buying up some perfumes, aftershaves from Cogita in preparation for Q4. So, yeah. That's a big one, obviously. But yeah, those are kind of the big ones as well. And talking about Cogita and sourcing and all this information, check out my extension OA Hero. You can obviously see the little logo in the bottom left-hand side or right-hand side. I don't know what it is for you guys. We've got the little sourcing cat there called Bezos or Jeff. I'm not sure what we call him. We call him Bezos the cat. But yeah, basically OA Hero tells you all this information. It's got a database of over 600 UK websites where you can go and find that information about like all these stores like John Lewis, whatever, and what they allow you to order. I think I've got some pictures I had, but anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, like this one, for example, here, it pops up and shows information about John Lewis, how much you can order from, things like that, other useful information as well. So really cool, to be fair. And it does other things as well. Works on Amazon now, which is a big thing as well. I don't know if I've got a picture of that one, but yeah, this is a huge one for people on Amazon. Like being able to see the parallel import signs and its transparency, things like that, and other information on there. So yes, anyway, check that out. That helps keep everything going, guys. It's a really useful thing. £100 for lifetime right now. Can't go wrong. But yeah, John Lewis is a big one for me right now. What's the best way to source from John Lewis? I've never been able to find anything profitable. Arbisource. Link in the description, I think, for that one. Yeah, Arbisource. Just look out. Essentially, you use John Lewis like you do any other sale. You look out for sales and offers that are on. There was one recently which I rinsed, and there was a good sale on, and there was a promo code attached to it, and it made things very profitable. So, I just got another sale there. So, nothing too crazy, £1.57, but 30% ROI. I'll take it. But yeah, just like, and you guys know, it's this. Look, you need to. By the way, guys, you need to sit down and learn how to source. If you want to be successful in this business, and you want to scale it up, you need to learn how to source. You just need to sit down and do it. And learn how to source and just do it every single day. It's the only way to be really successful. And there are so many deals out there. I've run out of money this month. I'm not going to be able to pay my Amex bill. I'm going to have to put some money into my business because I'm about 10 grand short. I've spent so much money this month that my capital on tap, I barely paid that in time on the 18th. And my Amex is due on the 24th. And I'm basically have to put another 10 grand into the business because I've spent so much money on stock. And I was holding back as well because I could have bought way more. But I just run out of money. And I'm playing with decent amounts of money. So you just got to learn how to source and go where the sales are. That's the biggest tip I can give anyone. Go where the sales are. And you can use things like Discord groups. You can use things like Arbisource. You can use things like Hot UK Deals, and always keep this in mind as well. Where there is smoke, there is fire. So if you see a deal for something on John Lewis for something, it might not be profitable, that item, but it might be an indicator of a bigger sale. So those are kind of the two biggest tips I can give you. Really, go where the sales are is pretty much is the best tip basically, and where there's smoke, there's fire. Because I found things before where I've seen a sale on, I'm like, oh, that's not profitable, but then I go onto the website and then I see the sale on there, and I'm, oh wow, okay. And I only went there because I saw something in like Hot UK Deals or Arbysource, or someone mentioned it in a Discord group. You guys know about the huge WH Smith sale that I went to, where it was a group that posted the Pokemon and Lego sets that were on sale at WH Smith's. After that, everyone thought it was rinsed, and I was sat there ordering all sorts of boring stuff like Filofaxes and staplers and fountain pens and ballpoint pens, and I spent like 6 hours sourcing on there, and I got so tired I had to stop. And that was so profitable. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of percent ROI. Some of those Filofaxes I bought were £3, sold for £50. So the ROI on that is just ridiculous, over 1,000%. But yeah, so just going where the sales are. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. You just got to put the work in, and anyway, so those are kind of the best ways, I'd say. Just keep an eye on it, get their newsletters going on all the different websites as well for sourcing, and utilize things like Arbysource, or there's other platforms as well you can use. I prefer Arbysource myself. Again, if you want to try that, I don't know if there's a link in the description. I've got no idea. Probably not, because I wasn't planning on mentioning it. But anyway, I need to keep all these links in the description. But yeah, I use that, and it's a powerful tool. It's insane, really. So yeah. Any other questions, let me know. But yeah, this month anyway. So today I'm on 160. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this month, didn't I? So this month I'm on like gone up a little now. 4,373 now, which is pretty good. So yeah, should be on for the 6. But yeah, today's pretty good, like 160 so far. So not too bad, really. I moved into a new category as well. I won't mention what it is, but I bought one item in this category just as an experiment to see, and I made over £100 profit on this item. It's a very slow seller. It's only one sale per month, but it's one sale per month on a listing where there was no FBA sellers. So within literally 3 days of my stock going in, I sold it. I made £100 profit. I'm pretty sure it's exactly £100. Let me have a look. Let's have a look here. How much did I make? It's good ROI as well, actually. So yeah, I made £106.15 profit. It's 55% ROI, 24% margin, or 23.7% margin. Yeah, cost of goods was 229. Sale price was 44 ish. I'm not going to tell you exactly when I start tracking it down. The fees, astronomical. I don't normally look at fees. £75 in fees, God. Oh my God, insane. No wonder everyone's FBMing that product. But yeah, but it went really well. So I might get more into this category. The only problem with this category is it's one of these things where that thing's worth like 440, let's say. If someone uses it and returns it, it's going to be really like hard to get any money back on it. So yeah, that's going to be where it gets tricky. But anyway, interesting. This new kind of category that I've gotten into. And I was speaking to Chris at Warehouse Goblins, who's my prep center, and he was saying no one else has ever sent one of these in. So so that just shows you how kind of unique it is in that regard. So yeah. So Rayan's saying, well, Rayan, I pretty much told you, haven't I? Currys, John Lewis, Sports Direct, sometimes Look Fantastic, sometimes Latino. I don't know, all sorts of places, I guess. But yeah, there's sometimes you get from weird and wonderful little websites. What did I order the other day? I can't remember now. It was like a bike part from a certain website, very small bike part. It is not a swimming pool. No, it's not a swimming pool. I don't know if I should say. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe anyway. Maybe at the end. If anyone's watching by the end, maybe I'll reveal it. But everyone will jump on it though. The thing is that there's a risk to it, because if people use it and then return it, the value is kind of ruined a little bit. It's that kind of product. So anyway, So what's Amazon's typical timeline to prove hazmat for FBA? Literally a week at most, maybe. I don't even know why they make you wait, because it's literally just a mere formality, really. But yeah, pretty much a week, nothing too crazy. So, oh, okay, there you go. Ishtag works at UPS and sees some people send some crazy stuff in. Yeah, exactly. So this is the thing, like, you need to think outside the box sometimes. We all sell pretty much the exact same stuff, and there's so many more things that you can sell on Amazon. Like I say, just look around. Like, I buy all sorts of stuff. Like, I just bought, not that you can sell these, but the Ray-Ban glasses. I mean, technology kind of, actually we all sell that, don't we? But I don't know, like the lights for my studio, door handles, light fittings. I don't know, shelving unit. I got my Titanic on there. I've got like the Lego Titanic just up there. I don't know, there's so much stuff. Like, I've got the foam padding in all the corners here to stop echo sound. There's so much stuff that you can sell, that you need to think a bit more outside the box. So many people just sell the exact same stuff, which is fine, it works, but there's so many other things you can sell on Amazon you can make money on. You just need to think outside the box a little bit. That's how I saw, so I just see the names of the wholesale. Oh, nice, there you go. Yeah, so that's a good little if you work for UPS, you got some good inside info there. Have you got a good little spreadsheet of wholesalers? I've actually got a decent spreadsheet of wholesalers. Actually, I've not contacted any of them, but I've got a decent list. So if anyone wants to buy that off me, let me know. But yeah, I've got a decent list building up actually. But yeah, if you're going back to Peak Forge, I don't know if you're still watching. Let me know if you are. I'll give you a tip from that previous video. But yeah. Anyway, why do I suddenly get all the DMs when I'm streaming? But yeah. So anyway, that was an interesting one, to foraying into that kind of new category, and it was kind of crazy, really. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get in a few more, see where it ends up, and go from there, basically. But it could be one where I might get burned on. Who knows? It's an interesting one. But yeah, it's good to kind of foray into these new categories, and then especially when you see a listing like that as well, where it's like one sale per month, but there's no FBA sellers. So it's like, well, is it really one sale a month? Or, this is why sometimes the data, and we use the data and it's great. We use Keeper, Seller Amp, all that kind of fun stuff. Until you get on the listing, you don't really know. So sometimes it's worth just jumping on a listing, just having a little experiment. Like, maybe you find a wholesaler selling like some, I don't know, Nivea cream or whatever, right? You're not quite sure about it. Just go down to Sainsbury's and get like 5 units or something, just test it out before you put a big order in, and just see, because sometimes data just doesn't reflect reality. And I know people have literally sent stuff in that's meant to be selling slow, like 5 a month, and they sell out within like 2 days of their stock, and it's just like it's crazy, really. So the data's good and it's like 99% accurate, but sometimes just getting on the listing and it gives you more knowledge, and there might be a reason why. Like, for example, this item I'm selling, nearly said what it was there. I need to be careful if I've not already said it by accident. The fact you say one sale per month, but actually mainly because maybe it's FBM that's hurting people, and people want this next day delivery. The kind of item, actually, now thinking about it, they probably would want it next day, potentially. So, it's interesting, isn't it? So there's another little tip for you guys as well. So, Rayan, I never use Seller Amp for SPM. I don't even look at it anymore. Right now we've got this weird glitch with Amazon, right? The SPMs aren't showing up, but Amazon tells you, or used to tell you, the sales per month if it was above 50. For a short time, we had it 10, 20, 30, 40 as well, but they then took that away after about a week. But yeah, we had 50 SPM plus. If it's Amazon's telling you that, you basically don't need to look anywhere else. Your answer's there. You can use Keeper though, so get Keeper if you don't have Keeper. I don't use the Keeper inside of Seller Amp. I use my own the Keeper extension in Chrome, and it puts the graph onto the page, and you can then look at the history and see the sales per month currently now, but also for the past as well. Which again, you're trying to build a picture of how this product does over time. What are we looking at, something now where it's inflated in terms of the sales per month or something like that? So, or how does it do at Christmas? That's a big one I always look at. It's like, look at the year. How does it do at Christmas, basically? So how does it do now? How does it do at Christmas? and obviously looking as well, how does the sales per month adjust based on the price? It's pretty much always when the price goes up, the SPM goes down. So again, it's not rocket science, but I use Keeper and I use Amazon to figure out to tell me what the sales per month is. Beyond that, I don't look at anything else because everything else is just an estimate. Why would I take an estimate from a third party when Amazon are telling me directly, and Keeper get their Amazon directly from Keeper get their data directly from Amazon. So it's essentially that is coming from from the Amazon directly. So yeah, I do not use SellerAmp for that. Now it gets a bit trickier when it's under 50 SPM because obviously Amazon at that point don't tell you. That's where you can potentially use Keeper, the drops on Keeper. You can look at SellerAmp. At that point, you're trying to figure out how much below 50 is it. Now, again, looking at Keeper history, you can kind of see there might be like a 50 graph going along and suddenly it's just dropped off a little bit. That way you probably know it's close to 50. It might be 45, 48, but it's just dropped below 50 unless the price has gone massively up. So that's, again, where the history comes in. You can look at the history. If it's never been 50, then it probably is quite low. But if it's sometimes it's been 50 for a while and then suddenly it's dropped off, it comes back on, you know it's probably between 45, 50, 49 maybe, something like that. So, yeah. Again, this is what they use the data for, again, to try and get an estimated guess of what the actual kind of sales per month are. But yeah, I assume you guys all use Keeper. I mean, load up a product, for example. What's a good one to pick? Maybe this one. I don't know. Just picking a random product from my homepage. But yeah, I quite like when we can see the exact sales under 50. Yeah, it was really good. I don't know why they took that away. That was on there for about 5 days. The 10, the 20, the 30, the 40. But then they took it away. I'm assuming their sales dropped through the floor. That's the only reason I can think they took it away, is that they showed that information and then the sales dropped massively. Because we're creatures of, we like to buy things and things that other people buy. So when we see something selling 1,000 a month or whatever, it makes you more likely to buy it. Whereas if you see someone's buying that 10 times a month, maybe that put people off buying those items. I don't know. I've got no idea. But I can only assume the reason, end of the day, why Amazon took that away is either some sort of technical issue or it was hurting their sales. One of those two things. Or maybe it was an experiment and then they're going to bring it back in the future. Maybe, yeah, I'll ask and see if I can and figure it out. But anyway. So, yeah, one of those weird ones. It was nice when we had that data. The more data, the better, of course. But, it is what it is right now. So I don't know what's going on with Amazon with getting rid of the 50 SPM. Yeah, it was good for us, Rayam, but end of the day, if it hurts sales, even if it gets like a 0.5% drop in sales for Amazon, that's billions of dollars, billions of pounds for them. So, even it's kind of interesting having a website, Amazon, even the slightest little tweak of the website could cause sales to go up or down by, percentage points, like even fractions of a percentage. But those fractions of percentages become ridiculous amounts of money when it comes to Amazon. So it's actually a very interesting platform you could do some experiments on. And actually, when I was a developer, I always said to people, like, if you want to learn how to do something, see how Amazon did it, or see how like Netflix did it, or something like that. But a big player like Amazon's a good one, because that they have pretty much optimized their website. And if they're doing something on there, there's a reason for it for sales point of view, because they have the data, and they can say for them, like turning the buy box from orange to blue would probably drop sales by like 5% or something. So they'd never do it. But even like changing shades of orange could even potentially see percentage points change up and down in terms of how much money they make, which again translate for them to millions of dollars. It's interesting anyway. I kind of find that stuff interesting. But yeah. Did you ever release the podcast with the Amazon employee? Well, it's not 100% guaranteed, but maybe stay tuned. I hope I can pull that off. I hope I can. It's not directly up to me, but it could be huge. Stay tuned if we can do it. The person's obviously very nervous. It's their job on the line, things like that. I want to obviously reassure them that if we do this, obviously we'll make sure that we don't ask any. Obviously, everything can be edited afterwards and stuff. Making sure that everything's okay, all the information revealed is okay to reveal, things like that. So, yeah, there's still a work in progress. So that's super exciting. The main thing I want it for, really, though, is not necessarily kind of inside information, although obviously that'd be very nice. It's just to have that communication line between a seller, me, who probably end up representing you guys and Amazon, and having that line of communication going. So getting the feedback going backwards and forwards between Amazon and sellers, that's the real benefit of it, really. So obviously, if I get some little inside it like knowledge and maybe early info, that's amazing, of course, if we can release that. But the main thing is going to be that communication, and just trying to get them to understand like the Amazon seller, I suppose, and the problems and the difficulties that we have. So that's where it's going to be huge, to be honest, I think. So, yeah, I'm super excited if we can pull that one off. But obviously the guy is a bit nervous, and I totally understand it. So, but obviously I will try and reassure them. And obviously anything can be edited, it can be pre-vetted, all that kind of stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm super excited if we can pull that one off, though. So Oliver's saying, hi, my dad has been on one of your videos, so it's called Ryan. Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining us, Oliver. So yeah, Ryan was, if you're talking about Ryan who's doing wholesale, I did a podcast with him about a week ago, and that was an amazing podcast. In fact, we've just linked it above, actually. If you look up on the chat about, 15-20 messages above, we'll see the link there. So yeah, that was an awesome podcast. That was such gold of knowledge there. So, yeah, that was such a good video. If you want to learn how to do wholesale, a little bit of private label as well, things like that. So it was awesome. But yeah, and obviously we also did one with Nikos as well, who's an absolute beast at private label. So if you want to learn how to do private label, go and check out Nikos Marco, because the guy's an absolute machine when it comes to private label. He's making ridiculous money off of what I would say is a very small amount of money on Amazon. Yeah, absolutely crazy the numbers he does. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, anyway, you guys got any more questions? Feel free to throw them out there. I'm here. I'm at your beck and call for anything you want to know, as long as I can reveal it. So Sean's saying, I always seem to hit unlucky when I find what I think is a good product. By the time I get into there's 20 sellers at 30% lower price and have to wait a month. Yeah, that is OA, pretty much. Unless you're buying, it happened to me just now. I bought some stuff from John Lewis. Amazon, I think, price matched it. Other places price matched it. Not as many people have jumped on as I thought, but people have jumped on. The price has dropped down. I don't mind. I'm buying stuff that's fast selling. I'll let people sell out. I don't care. I understand a little bit that you want to kind of... Ideally, we want to buy stuff, we want to get it sent into Amazon, we want to get it sold right away, get our money back. That we want to do that. I get it. But it's not honestly kind of realistic always. If you're buying from these bigger stores like John Lewis or Sports Direct or whatever, the ones that a lot of people source on, you are going to run into price tanking unless you can clear the stock. So sometimes you do see a sale. There were some products I bought from John Lewis where there was only like 15 or 20 in stock. I bought a lot of them. I think there was one that was like 10 or something in stock. I bought a lot of them, and then I was going to tell you what it is there, but I'm not going to tell you. And then I'm feeling confident about that one. Other ones have tanked down. This is why I try and go for very fast-selling items. If it's something from one of these big retailers like that, I'll try and go for fast-selling items, because then I'll let everyone sell out. I don't care. If you want to make a $5 on your product when I'm looking to make 40 quid profit, go ahead and do it. I'll sit and wait. We've got Q4 coming up. I'll wait and make my 40 quid profit per unit. And I've also bought like 50, 100, 200,000 units. So I'm looking to make good money. But yeah, I get it. The frustration is there 100%. What you want to avoid is getting onto listings like that where 40 sellers have jumped on and everyone's got like 10 stock. So you got like 400 stock, and it only sells like 10 a month, in which case it's going to take like 40 months to sell. That's what you want to avoid. So this is why you need to stick to the fast selling listings. Essentially, sales per month, the higher it is, the more resilience there is on the price, essentially, or at least the quicker the price will take to come back, essentially. So the slower it is, it will take longer for the price to recover. The faster it is, the quicker the price will recover. So yeah. Nick Empire saying, does seeing Nikos results tempt you to try private? Yes, I'm going to do some private label. Yes, I've actually got some products right in my hallway over there. I'm going to give it a go. Right now, though, today I was focusing on writing the guide. I've got my priorities that I need to get set straight, and the big one for me really is doubling down and tripling down on my guide, helping people get into Amazon, my course. I've got a few other ideas as well, and that is my main goal right now, is getting punters into Amazon, essentially, getting people into Amazon and education around that. That is my goal, and building the community. That is my number one goal. Last week, the week before that, I was all over the place. I was doing things. I really need to focus down on doing what things. I need to focus on things that are going to move the needle for me, and that's one thing I think is going to move the needle a lot. I want to get to 100,000 profit a month. That is my goal. I'm doing well. Let's put it like that, but I'm not 100,000. But that is my goal, and I could do that through private label, definitely. That would take a long time, to be fair. I want to set this up and try and get to that point, and then I'll definitely look at doing private label as well. But yeah, once I've got this done, which is definitely taking longer for me because I'm not necessarily enjoying doing it, but I kind of need to get it done. Like writing guides isn't that exciting, but it's like today I spent entire 3 hours basically writing a step-by-step how to create a shipment in Amazon with all the pictures and arrows pointing to the steps and stuff like that. So in theory, it should tell you how to create a shipment in Amazon and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that's my goal really. But yeah, I did actually buy a private label product. I bought one of these little light booth things so I can take pictures of it and stuff like that. And I'm going to give that a go, but I'm not necessarily going to put a huge amount of effort into it right away. But yes, looking at Nikos's results, because he has 35 grand or so in Amazon in stock. He's making 10,000 a month. That ratio of capital to profit is absolutely ridiculous. I've got 189,000 pound in Amazon right now, and I'm only on like 4,000 something. £4,400 basically this month. So the ratios are ridiculously. He's ratioing me so hard there. Now I've got some really good stock that's going to come into its own in the future, which is fine. But I'm having to wait for that. But his ratios were insane. Now he didn't start off like that. Nikos has been doing Amazon for like 5-6 years. He started off with doing RA, he's done OA, he's done Cogito, which he still does now, and now he's doing private label. And even when he started off doing private label, I'm sure he wasn't doing those kind of numbers. So again, you need to realize that things take time. I'm not saying you, by the way, Empire, but just in general, people need to realize that these things take time to build. And it's the journey that's exciting anyway, not the end result really. But yeah. Hey, Snappy, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, one of the ideas I've got, by the way, I'm going to float it by you right now. So I've already told you I don't want to do mentorship, one-on-one mentorship anyway. Never going to do that again, I don't think. I was never say never, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But one thing I want to do is basically, once I get my course and my guide out there, which is all going to be free, by the way, I'm going to be offering, it'd be like a paid Discord group, but not a Discord group necessarily. But essentially it's going to be, you pay, it's probably going to be like £30 a month. But you're going to basically get 1 hour call every single evening. It'll be a group call where people can jump on. It'll be like a two-way communication, of course. And people can ask questions, and there'll be different things. So like people like Monday might be Motivation Monday, and then Tuesday will be sourcing, and Wednesday will be like whatever, RB source, and Thursday will be whatever. So that's what I'm thinking of doing in terms of, because no one kind of does something like that, I don't think. So that is my plan there. So not doing like a leads Discord and stuff like that, but doing something where if I can, I'll try and do it for free. But other it's going to be £30 a month, something around there, and doing that kind of thing. I'd be mostly aimed at new people, but there'll be benefits for existing people as well who are doing Amazon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get other people on. So not just me. I'll get Nikos on to talk about private label. I'll get other people who are really good at OA sourcing to do OA sourcing, wholesale people on there answering wholesale questions, and there'll be motivation stuff as well. I'm huge into mindset, by the way, guys, and motivation and stuff like that. I think it's so important, and understanding like money management as well, and your mindset around money is huge. So all that kind of stuff. That's the idea I've got anyway. It might totally flop, who knows? But kind of what I want to do anyway. So But yeah, to answer your question, Empire, yes, it's tempted me. Yes, because that is insane. All I can see there is like, how can I 10x what Nikos is doing, or 5x it, or even 2x it? Like go from 35 to 70k will take you to 20,000 a month, and then you're like, oh, I'll get to 105,000, 30k a month. Yeah, if that's correct, it's and just keep going up. I'm like, that's insane, isn't it? If you can keep scaling on those ratios, probably not, but it might take 120 of stock to get 30,000 profit a month. I don't know. Anyway, it was insane though, honestly. Stargaze, as a new starter, should we stick solely to sourcing from wholesalers or do OA? So I think OA is the best way to start Amazon. 100% OA. Multiple reasons. One, if you make a mistake, you can return the item. You get the 14 days by law for the distance selling regulations that you can return stuff to, Sports Direct or John Lewis, whatever. Most places offer more than that, 30 days. Places like Notino offer 90 days, especially around Christmas. Most places offer 90 days. So if you make a mistake, you've got time to return it, get your full refund. You can't really return wholesale. The second thing is you can buy a smaller quantity. So you can buy, again, if you make a mistake or you buy something that's not, and you send it into Amazon, maybe it's too late to return. At least you're only made a mistake on 5 or 10 units, so you can get smaller quantities. Your goal as a first year Amazon seller is to spend your time learning, not necessarily earning. You will make money, but your goal is to learn. And the OA is rapid. You can constantly buy from different places, different websites, learn about cancellations and making sure your admin's okay, and getting products sent in and learn how to prep them. And you're going to be, it's a constant revolving door basically of multiple products all over the place. Electronics, health and beauty, whatever. You're going to go, gaming. You realize gaming headsets are rubbish and toothbrushes are a pain in the butt, but other things do really well. And you're going to be learning a lot of different things. So that's the benefit you get from OA. And that's why I think I would never personally recommend private label or pure wholesale for beginners, really. Unless you've got a ridiculous amount of experience in e-commerce. I wouldn't recommend that. There is something called Kogita, which is a bit of a hybrid OA and wholesale thing where it is like ordering online, but there are no returns, so you need to be careful of that, and you can also get yourself into trouble. So if you do go down that route, ask me before you buy anything with the Kogita route. But if you want to check that out, link in the description, get £120 off your first order. But yeah, generally though, OA and OA hybrids like Kogita, especially with Q4 coming up in perfumes and stuff like that. But yeah, OA, I think it's just the best model. And then from there, and RA as well, to be fair, you can do retail arbitrage. So you can do RA or OA. So retail arbitrage is in going into stores like Tesco, Sainsbury's. I've recently put out a video on Instagram and TikTok of me going into Tesco's, finding some products. I'm going to be doing more of those. I bought these specifically for them. These are the... in fact, you get to see me, actually. You want to see me with them on. This is very meta, me recording myself. But these are my glasses, so when I go out and I can film. So you can see if I turn them on, maybe. I don't know if they're going to work or not, but yeah, I'm recording anyway. But yeah, so you can definitely go out and do retail arbitrage. That's a good one. And then you can also do online arbitrage as well, ordering from online. Depends on your personality, what you prefer, things like that. So yeah, RA tends to be higher profits, but can't necessarily get the quantities. Online arbitrage tends to be lower margins, but so lower profit, but you can tend to order more units. So yeah, anyway, hopefully that kind of helped you there. But yeah, not confuse you too much. But yeah, OA is a good one to start with. Just DM me, I can help you out if you want. So FBA Mogul on my Discord community, which you all should be in. Most of you are, of course. But yeah, so we've kind of stored it around 1850, but I've been booting out a lot of people recently. So yeah, we've kind of stored around 1850, but I'm hoping to get to 2000, which should be good. My goal was 2000 by the end of the year, so we should smash that. Yeah, Snappy, that's an insane ratio that he's done, like ridiculously insane. But yeah, so Tom said it seems well worth. Yeah, absolutely. Sean saying, I'm a small time seller and finding software, etc. is taking my profit. Yes, you need to be careful. So after Crib, I had an idea of doing only RB and created price drops. Any thoughts or advice? Yeah, so I don't know what your budget is. Do you want to tell us what your budget is? That will certainly help. But as a general rule, I say to people, and this actually rule, it does actually kind of follow pretty much when it comes to doing online arbitrage. Basically, you're going to be making about 10% a month of your capital. So if you've got £1,000, you're going to be roughly making, £100, maybe £200 a month profit. Okay. Because not everything you're going to, okay, 5k, cool. So you're looking to make between 500 and probably 800, maybe £1,000. So I get a lot of people come to me who have got £1,000, for example, and I'm saying, well, you're going to be making £100, £200 profit per month. If you've then got like 5-6 subscriptions, which add up to like, 100, 200 a month, all your profit's gone. Now, the only caveat to that is you are learning, and that is more valuable than profit on £1,000. The knowledge and experience you're gaining is insane. So if you can then feed money in from another source, it's good. But you should always try and keep your software costs down. So your plan there, I personally think RB-Source is 100% essential. Even if you have only got £1,000 budget, I personally think RB-Source is worth the money. But I understand it's expensive. I don't know what else you've got. I mean, assume you've got something like Seller Toolkit. You need something like Seller Toolkit. There's other ones. There's Seller Board. There's Seller Fuse. There's about 5 new ones coming out right now. There's honestly, it's insane. There's so many people gunning after Seller Toolkit. So if you wanted, you could go through and rinse them all for free trials. Pain in the ass to set up each of them. Anyway, so you need that. You're going to need Seller Amp as well, or Buybot Pro. One of the two. Personal preference, which one you prefer. And then RB-Source is pretty much essential as well. And then if you can afford it, Keeper is pretty good. I like it for the data. Yeah, the subscriptions add up, actually, to be fair. I guess the absolute most basic essentials you need is Seller Amp, probably. And then after that, Seller Toolkit or an equivalent. And then after that, RB-Source would be the ones I would go for, basically. Keeper, then RB-Source, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, you do need a little bit of money, basically. 5k, you should be fine, though. But yeah, I'm not sure what other ones you've got. I don't know what your, Seller Amp, RB, Keeper. So you got a good suite there going, good software stack going. I would stick with that for now. That's all good. If you can, the reason I like Seller Toolkit, there's free trials on it, by the way. All this kind of stuff in my Discord server. You want to get links to that and stuff like that. But you kind of need that to know that you're making money overall. Like, it's kind of an important thing, because I've seen people who have run their businesses and big businesses without using a profit tracking software like Seller Toolkit, and they think they're making money, but they're not making money. They think they're selling these things and making £1, £2, £10 profit per unit. They're actually losing money. I've seen multiple stories of people doing that. So, there's other ones. There's Seller Fuse, Seller Fuse, Seller Toolkit, Seller Board, and there's about 3 more new ones that I know of, 4 maybe. But yeah, so I think what you got is pretty good. I wouldn't necessarily go any harder than that. Obviously, we have to pay for Seller Central subscription as well, which is a joke, but there we go. But yeah, they definitely should give you that for free if you do a certain volume, or I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. Hope that helped anyway. But yeah, with 5k, you should be okay. You should be fine. But yeah, I'm trying to think. What you asked a question before, didn't you, Sean? Yeah, when you're saying unlucky with the products. So the thing as well is sometimes you just have to hold the product. I think OA, RA, there's an OA and A2A, sorry. Basically, I'd say be in it for a 3-month hold. Ideally, stuff will sell beforehand. It can do, definitely. You can sell before, make a good profit. But you've got to have the mindset, I think, of knowing I have to hold this for 3 months before I'm going to sell and make my margin. That's the mindset I have with it, and it works well. But I get it. We want to sell stuff quickly. But yeah, I think if you have that mindset, you won't be so disappointed by products. Let's take. So what about Quick Gear Price Drops? Personally, I think it's an absolute money printer. Personally, yeah. Especially with Q4 coming up. We're trying to get the API fixed, so it's going to be even better. But I got that lead the other day. It's gone down to 15 grand profit now. But when those other people sell out, I'll put the price back up. So I think it's going to be somewhere between 15 and 17 grand profit from one lead. So I personally think it's good. It all depends. Are you getting use out of it or not? Are you finding leads? That's the thing. You need to put the work in with Quick Gear Price Drops. It's an insane tool. I'm not just saying that because it's my brother's. I literally use it every day. It's so good. But if you're not using it and you're not scanning and you're not throwing those price drops into RB-Source every hour, or every couple of hours or whatever, then it's probably not worth it for you. You need to be actively looking at it. And not only that, you can also just look at the price drops channels as well. Like just during this stream, there's been I'm not saying it's a good deal, but there's a price drop here for something that went from 30 to 3. Now, I'm not sure if that's a realistic price drop, but yeah, another one here went from, not that great. But yeah, so you can keep an eye on the price drop channels as well. And yeah. But yeah, it all depends how much use you're getting out of it. Same with RB-Source. You should be using it every day. You should be sourcing every day. That's what I do. When I'm sourcing, I'm running every single hour. I'm basically going on to Quick Gear Price Drop, sticking that price drop thing into RB-Source, having a quick look, seeing what's there, and then moving on to my next task. Just carrying on doing that 3, 4, 5 times a day. But yeah, I think it's awesome myself anyway. But yeah, and that's why I'm really annoyed that they've broken the API, because we're getting less price drops. Still valuable, but we're getting less price drops than before. So I need to speak to them. But yeah, awesome. Thanks for the questions there, by the way. It's awesome, Sean. Hopefully I'm helping you, not confusing you or anything like that. But yeah, so But yeah, I need to do some more videos around mindset actually and things like that, and the mindset you need to have for Amazon and business as well. And it's something that I'm definitely working on and improving. But yeah, definitely need to think about doing some videos and stuff around that, because it is a huge thing really. And some people definitely have a mindset that's limiting their business. And I don't know, it's something I'm massive into. I'm always listening to crazy videos on YouTube for motivation and mindset and things like that. And yeah. But yeah, I heard something. When I went to Sainsbury's earlier, and some guy was saying you need to. Oh, what was he said? I need to write these quotes down now. Oh, I cannot remember now. Damn it, I cannot remember what it was now. Bugger. There was a really good quote. I was like, oh, I'm going to use that in a video. Oh man, can I find what he said? Probably not now. I'll have to play a video. But yeah, anyway, need to get into the whole mindset thing as well. I think that's a very important thing, to be honest, and sort of motivational stuff a bit more, because yeah, you can do it. To be honest, just looking at my own progress over, so I quit my job. So I started Amazon 6th of July 2022. I quit my job 3 months before that. So I've been self-employed now for 3 years and 3 months, I guess, or something around there anyway. And yeah, honestly, it was the best thing I ever did. I'm making so much more money, and I'm so much more fulfilled, and I'm enjoying my job more, even though I really enjoyed my job, than I did in my previous job. Even though I said I really enjoyed my previous job. Running your own business and doing your own thing, and having a mission and a path and a journey and goals, and so working for yourself is like, it is, for me anyway, it's been amazing. And honestly, this month as well, it's going to be bonkers. Like the amount of money I've made this month is just crazy. So yeah, it's absolutely insane. How's the book reading? Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I did. I bought that book actually. I've not actually read any more of that since Dubai. I'm actually using it to hold up my my curtains back to stop sun shining in. But yeah, I've actually recently just bought an absolute crap load of books actually, because I'm going to get back into reading more. So I'm actually reading a little bit. I'm doing a lot of audiobooks as well. But yeah, I just bought a bunch of books actually. I had a bunch of Amazon credit, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy a bunch of books. So one I've just started actually is called Shoe Dog, which is about the guy, the Nike CEO, and how he started Nike and his whole like story behind that. Apparently, it's one of the best sort of biographies or around. So that's kind of interesting. I actually bought the Elon Musk book. I know he's an absolute prat, but you can't argue with success. So I bought that one as well. About Sam Walton as well. Obviously, he's like Walmart and stuff like that. So a big one. I bought a couple of Amazon books as well. Amazon Unbound about Jeff Bezos. What other one did I get from Amazon? It's not on there. I definitely got another Amazon book. Can't see it. Oh yeah, Working Backwards, another Amazon book as well. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. I love these kind of books like this. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Concise Laws of Power. Spin Selling. I know, all sorts of stuff basically. So yeah, it's all interesting. Oh, and another good one actually that's meant to be extraordinarily good is the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Basically, he's some sort of like massive Silicon Valley investor, and he basically puts his knowledge into this book. So yeah, Shoe Dog is really. I've heard it's one of the best books out there. That's what I've heard. It's literally one of the best ones that's been ever written. So that's why I wanted to get that one as well. That's obviously an interesting story, you know. The Walter Isaac one's the best one though. I think I've got that one. It is the. Yes, it is. It's Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson. That's the one I've got. So, great minds think alike there, Empire. Absolutely. Great minds think alike. That's the one I bought. So, they're all sat on my bedside table, ready to be read. I just need to sit down and actually read. One thing I've noticed recently in the past sort of 3-6 months is I'm watching way less TV now. I pretty much watch 2 shows every week. I watch Rick and Morty, which takes about 20 minutes, and I'm watching Foundation on Apple TV. Which is on Friday. That's pretty much all I'm watching. And the rest of I used to watch a lot of TV and movies and stuff. I've not watched a movie in God knows how long, actually. Not that I don't like movies, I do. But yeah, I've definitely like dialed that down a bit because, actually, say a lie, actually. I did on Saturday end up skimming through Spartacus, actually. Tell a lie. Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of skimming through for the good bits. But yeah, definitely trying to focus more on my downtime, reading more and planning things and plotting things, and things like that, planning and stuff. But yeah, so I might be getting that Empire. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll have to limit myself to maybe 1 hour. Right now I play Destiny with my friends on a Friday, 5 p.m. to about midnight. That's pretty much my only gaming time. I don't necessarily want to have more of that, but I'll try and maybe squeeze some in. If this opportunity comes, I'm not going to say no to it. And yeah, I'll maybe try and fit an hour or two in somewhere as well. So again, another thing I'm doing now as well, I am trying to schedule out my entire day in Google Calendar. So every hour is allocated. I'm struggling to stick to it, but I'm getting better at it. And if I become smarter worker and allocate my time more, then I should be able to fit these things in a bit better. Like one thing I'm neglecting right now is I'm not doing any exercise, which is really rubbish. I was doing loads in Dubai. I was managed to work and I was walking and stuff. Here, with the weather being so crap, I was always an excuse, but I need to get back into that as well. So, yeah, I'm not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination. It's all a process, isn't it? It's all like a road of improvement. Tell you one thing though, my diet's been excellent though, which is good. So I lost a bit of weight, which is good. But yeah, been even more if I was actually doing some exercise. But yeah, so that's been pretty good. But yeah, so yeah, if someone's gonna, I'm not gonna say no to a gaming PC. So yeah, so that'd be kind of. I've got no room for it right now, but when I get my new house, then that's another thing I need to sort out as well. Looking to get a new house at some point. I may have done something a bit silly as well the other day. Let me get it up. I'll show you guys. Oh man, I'm silly at times. Let's get this picture. Where is it? Here we go. I'll send it over. It's just something from my phone to my Mac, and then I'll have to convert it over. But no, it's not a watch. No, I've not bought it, but I'm kind of. It's so stupid, to be honest, guys. It is ridiculously stupid. I don't know if I'll actually do it or not because it is so stupid. But I've been kind of talking myself into it a little bit, and I thought, you know what, just do it for a year or two, or whatever. Just get one for a year, and then get out of your system. Oh, that is a terrible picture. Sorry, guys. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Sorry, guys. The picture was a bit big. Yeah, I went down to the Aston Martin garage again and sat in that car, and I was like, you know what? The only thing is that I hurt my back getting out of it. It's so low to the ground that, I actually hurt my back for like a week getting out of it. So... yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of talking myself into something a bit silly, which I do not recommend, by the way, because it's a total waste of money, and that money would be so much better in a business and making money. But my thought process is take the money from that. My neighbour's potentially selling his apartment. If I buy that, then I can take the money from that and pay for the Aston Martin for a year or so. So rather than using the money directly into the Aston Martin, I'm going to take the money, put it into an apartment I can probably get £1,000 a month for. That one was like £1,100 a month on PCP. Do that, get out of my system. But yeah, and I don't know if this one's working or not. But yeah, it's stupid. It's honestly the most dumb thing I'm ever going to do in my life. Honestly, it really is. But there we go. I don't know what's going on with this picture. It's not showing. But yeah, I was going to show the actual car. But anyway, it's freaking stupid. Don't get me wrong, guys. You should not do this. And to be honest, I've been pretty frugal, but I just kind of... it's like you only live once as well. So I want a nice car like that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see at some point. Yes, mate, I know, but you can't do much. All right, exactly. It's actually, you'd be surprised at the bonnets, so the boot space and the DB11. So I was looking at the DB11. So, guys, it's not actually as bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's ridiculously expensive, but it's... so that one, for example, is a 2021 model. It's done 17,000 miles. And it was 89,000. So yeah, they depreciate like mad. Basically, you do not want to buy one new. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a ridiculous amount of money, but it's less than I thought it would be. But yeah, will I actually do it though? I was in there. I kind of like to go to the Aston Martin garage because it's on my way to Sainsbury's, and I just sometimes go in there and just sit in the cars. They don't seem to mind, and just it's good for motivation. It's good for like aspirational as well. Things like, even though it's a ridiculously stupid purchase, but yeah. Anyway, No, but I nearly did buy one the other day, actually, like the other week. There was a really good sale on a watch, and I was like, it was like $5,000. I was like, you know what? I don't need another watch. I'm happy with the one I've got. There's no need to get another one. Stop being an idiot. Yeah, so how much? I'd probably drive it all the time, mate. I would not like be worried about like maybe I don't know where till I bought it, but yeah, I'd be driving. I drive to my parents every weekend. I'd be driving it there. I'm not someone's going to put it on the driveway and never drive it. I'll probably drive it all the time. I'll keep my existing car, but yeah, I'll definitely drive it a lot. So realistically, am I going to get one? Probably not. To be honest, it's just too silly. But we'll see. I was surprised that they did it for it was like $1,100 a month on PCP. So, which my understanding is you do that for. I'm not an expert on these kind of things. You do it for 2-3 years, whatever it is, and then there's a balloon payment at the end, which you either can pay or you hand the car back. I don't know. Yeah, get out of my system and then go back to like a Toyota or something. My brother just bought a Kia EV6. I don't know why my white balance has suddenly gone mad on my camera. So I saw that on the weekend, actually. It's a lovely car, actually. I was really impressed with that. It's super nice. Yeah, anyway. Why has my white balance gone all crazy? Isn't there a McLaren close to Aston Martin? I would not get a McLaren, to be fair. They're too unreliable. And actually, honestly, I don't know what the reliability of an Aston Martin is, to be fair. But no, I wouldn't get a McLaren. It's just too, like, racy for me, if that makes sense. I want something that's comfortable to drive. And, so I can do these longer journeys, longer, like an hour and a half journeys. I want to be comfortable. I want something that's powerful, it's fun to drive, but also comfortable as well. So a McLaren just isn't that. It's a track car, and yeah, ridiculous car, fancy and everything, but it's not for me. I nearly did, not say nearly, I did my back in getting out the bloody Aston Martin. So you put me in a bucket seat, if I could even fit in one inside a McLaren, because I saw Josh's one the other week. I'm not sure I'd even get in it. And if I did get in it, I probably wouldn't get out of it without like crippling myself. So, yeah. Top of the range Merc or Beamer, mate. Yeah, look, that's probably a good idea, to be fair. I prefer Audis to BMW, but I've never been a fan of BMWs. Don't know why. But everyone I've been in has been quite nice. But don't know, for some reason I'm not a fan of them. Mercedes are a class above. Don't get me. They're just lovely cars. Yeah, I treated myself to on the drive when I was in Dubai from the apartment to the airport when I was leaving. I got like an Uber Lux or Black, whatever it was, and the guy turned up in a really nice Mercedes. And I was like, "This is it. This is nice." It was like £100 as well. It wasn't even that expensive for the journey. But yeah, it was like this is a nice car. It was proper lush. So I am a big fan of Mercedes. To be fair, they are seriously nice cars. But yeah, it's stupid though. I don't know. I don't know if I actually do it, but anyway. So my brother says I should get something like a Porsche Cayman, which is like half the price, and a bit fun and stuff like that. I'm not sat in one, not tried one before, so yeah. But yeah, well, Bert, I would never buy one new. I'd always buy a used car. I would never buy, that kind of stuff. So I'd always buy like a 3 or 4 year old car. That's the best time to buy a car. Let someone else take the depreciation on it, and yeah. But it's insane to think, though, and this is why I want you guys to get into business and build your businesses up, because this never would have been an option for me 3 years ago, and now it is genuinely an option. It's crazy. It's crazy. I say crazy a lot, and mental and insane a lot, because it is. I cannot believe the level where I'm at, basically. But yeah, it's all come from starting off with Amazon FBA and then building up other things around it. But I say you can do it just from Amazon as well. I'm just crazy because I like to do multiple things. But yeah, you just use it as motivation to build your business up and replicate what I've done, because it can be done, and you can like truly get financial freedom from this. I need to start saying it, but it's crazy. Anyway. But yeah, and then don't do something stupid like get a fancy car. That is just so stupid. But I'll make sure I get a house first, and then I'll see what I've got left over and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway. Any Amazon questions before we kind of wrap it up? Anyone got any more Amazon questions? So we've got 16 viewers, which is pretty good. So no one's dropped off from the car talk. But yeah, what car do you guys recommend between 50 and 100? That's 4 years old, not done too many miles. There's not that many options really. Porsche 911 maybe, but yeah, I don't know. But no, Amazon questions anyway, not a car talk. So I'm not even really a car guy, to be honest. I just want a fast car for some reason. But yeah, I'd probably just crash it, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, so if you've got any final Amazon questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, Amazon's going well, so I'm just going to keep hopefully getting some good sales. Hopefully, we'll be on for 6,000. So it's another sale here. It's not as much as like £4.20 for something. I need to adjust the price on that. So that's another thing I do, by the way. I see a sale like this, all right? That's for something. I'm like, well, I thought I was going to be making more money on that. I'm making 30% ROI, but I'll go into it and I'll throttle sales, essentially. So if I see something start selling a lot, I'll go in and reevaluate the price on it and go, well, where's the market looking now? And like I'm looking at this one, for example. A lot of sellers jumped onto this one, and the seller account's dropping now. Now, originally, this price was selling for £35, which would make me approximately £9.50 profit. But currently the price is at £28, so I'm making £4 profit. But I'm looking at the trend, and the trend of the price is actually slowly climbing up, and the trend of the sellers is going down. So I'm now looking at this one and thinking, you know what, I might reprice this up to 30, 31, 34, something like that, basically. I'm constantly doing that with all my products. Sometimes I get burned because I put it up too much, and then another event happens and everyone jumps back on it again. I should have taken the profit where I could have. But yeah, that's essentially what I do a lot of the time. If I see something start really rapidly selling, I'm looking at it and thinking, you know what? Yeah, I could definitely make more money on that. So I'll put that up. And it does reduce my sales velocity, but yeah, it works pretty well. Porsche Taycan, that's a really good shout, Empire, because they depreciated like mad. You can pick up a really nice car there. It's been like for a ridiculously cheap price. Like you can pick up like a decent one for like 40 grand or something. Oh yeah, that's the other information about the CEO as well. Is the box in the info action box about CEO advice, or do you have some to address? No, I've still got some to do. I was trying to do it today, actually. I got sidetracked, but I was like, the spreadsheets are so enormous that it takes ages for the file to open, and I was trying to figure out how to do it. And then I uploaded the sheet, and apparently there was something wrong with it, so I need to figure out what I've done wrong. And once I kind of figure out how to do it properly, unless someone else can already do it, I'll make a video or do some tutorial around it or something like that. We can jump on a live maybe on Wednesday or something. We can talk or walk ourselves through it if you want. But yeah, I need to kind of figure out exactly how to do it, because right now it's being a real pain trying to figure out. And I'm not going individually to each product and doing it. So I need to figure out exactly how to do it, because I had a bunch of errors pop up, and I don't have a drop-down box for things as well. No, you have to do it, apparently, Empire. Yeah, you have to do it. So apparently it's not that difficult, but some reason, well, my first attempt I couldn't figure it out. But it doesn't help that the file, it's like a 6 megabyte Excel file for like 20 rows. Sometimes I've got like a bunch of different files. And yeah, you have to find the place to do it, put United Kingdom in or China, figure out obviously where the products are coming from, ideally. And just put China for everything or United Kingdom for everything, I guess. but you really should figure out where they're coming from and then go from there, basically, and try and upload it and figure it out. But I need to have another look at it today. It was something I was looking at and then got sidetracked, and then tried one file upload, didn't work. But yeah, you have to do it, and you have to do it for every store as well. So Christina, thanks for joining us, by the way. Appreciate you coming on. How was Prime Day for you? Yeah, I did about 15, maybe 20,000 of purchases. So just thinking, actually, I had a bunch of stuff that I bought from Germany, should be here by now. So that will hopefully be going out next few days. That was a really good purchase. Yeah, I did pretty well on it. I barely spent much time on it, to be fair. It's turned into it's no longer a midnight drop anymore, though there are a lot of drops at midnight. It's more of a 4-day marathon now rather than a midnight sprint. So you need to be kind of on, if you want to maximize it, be on for the 4 full days and looking out for the deals on A2A on a group like Profit Sweep. So yeah, it was overall pretty good. It wasn't as good as maybe people wanted. It's probably nicer to get all the amazing drops at midnight and then you're kind of done. But unfortunately, it's not how it works anymore. Some of the sales are a bit meh, but yeah, there's still money to be made. I have to do it individually, but can do it on mobile. Can you do it on mobile? Okay, so there is a spreadsheet you can use. They've got instructions on how to do it. I put a screenshot in my group showing you how to do it. I will figure out how I can maybe do a live stream on Wednesday showing you guys how to do it. once I figure out myself. But yeah, you can do it via spreadsheet. If you've not only got like 10 products, just do it manually. But you promise you have to do it all across all regions. So if you've got selling to Europe, you've got France, Germany, Sweden, you have to do it in every single place individually. So better to figure out through the spreadsheets. Could you use a GTIN API to work out country origin? That could be a very interesting one, actually. Yes, Empire. So I like the thinking here. That's a very good idea. I didn't think of that one. You can probably use ChatGPT. You can probably just give it to ChatGPT and they'll probably do it. But that's not a bad idea, to be fair. Yeah. BMW M3, M4. I'm just not a fan of BMWs. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why. But, yeah. I'm more of an Aston Martin, man. I don't know why. Yeah. It's just because like you can get an insane car because they've depreciated so much. You can get a really nice car for like a decent price, in my opinion. But yeah. But I don't know. I also want something that's very reliable as well. Christina's saying, what tool have you been using to analyze? Are you looking at to analyze on your screen? What tool do you mean exactly? So I use things like Keeper. I use SellerAmp to analyze products. Those are kind of the two big ones. Keeper's the main one, to be fair, to analyze products, and then SellerAmp or BuyBot Pro to figure out the profit on the items. But yeah, those are kind of the two big ones. Yeah, if that's what you mean, I'm not sure. When purchasing a product in volume, do you sometimes need to hold if too many sellers jump on or crash the price? Yes, exactly, I do. No problem. I don't mind doing it. I've done it just recently. Ideally, I'd rather people didn't jump on it, but I'm a realist. People jump on. It is like Cogito actually reached out to me today saying, is there any way we can educate people not to tank prices? Like, not really. It just takes one person. You can't fight the market. It cannot be done. You can't. It just doesn't work. There's always someone who's got an Amex bill to pay off who just wants to sell through or whatever. You know, it's going to kill the price. It just, yeah. There's certain things we can educate people on, like when you're creating your listings, you need to put the price like 20% higher than the current buy box, because sometimes people put the price too low. The buy box exceeds that price, and then by the time their product gets sent in and checked in, they then kill the price down. So that's something that needs to be one small bit of education potentially. But yeah, you can't really stop that, unfortunately. So I don't mind. Does SaaS have the wholesale feature like BuyBot Go? I'm not sure what the wholesale feature is actually. No, maybe. What's the wholesale feature? I'm not sure what it is. You mean the scanning? Is it the scanning sheets thing? If it is, it's no, it doesn't have that. But yeah, so yes, it sucks when things tank, but that's why I try and stick to fast selling items, and yeah, and then the sales velocity sells out all the people who want to make a pittance on their products, and I'm sat there holding. It's an argument for selling and churn. Definitely, you know, churning you through your money multiple times. I get that. You know, if you can churn your money multiple times versus churning it once or twice at a higher ROI, I get it. But for me, I just kind of like to hold things and get the best price out of them if I can. But yeah, it's a difficult argument, to be fair. It's an interesting argument. There's arguments both ways. Just getting it in, getting it sold, getting the money back, getting it churned into a new product, rinse and repeat. That's an argument, definitely for sure. I think a hybrid approach is probably good. Some stuff you hold, some stuff you sell through. Basically, the stuff that holds is the stuff that you end up having no choice on. Other stuff sells quickly. But yeah, what's your minimum average SPM? So, I mean, I like to be above 50, but really, it has to be something pretty special for me to go below 50 at this point. I have to be making a really good profit on it to be going, and I have to be pretty certain a bunch of people aren't going to jump on it. So if there was a Cogito deal that popped up, for example, that was say, let's say it's 40 SPM, for example, and there's like 10,000 stock or even 1,000 stock or even like 500 stock on that on Cogito, and it looks like a good deal, and I think everyone's going to jump on it. I'm just not going to do it because it's going to take like 10 months for everyone to sell through it. It's too long for me to hold. So it all depends where I'm buying it from, and I evaluate all that kind of stuff, how much profit I'm making. Like that item I mentioned earlier, you know, it said it was 1 SPM, you know, but it was I think it was £106 profit. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll take £100 profit for one unit once a month. As it turns out, it actually sold pretty quickly, so I can probably send some more in. But yeah, it all depends really. But generally, when I'm doing Cogito, for example, I'm looking for fast-selling items, 100 minimum, maybe even more, 50 at times, so I'm making really good profit on it. But I'm also looking at what the sales velocity is at Christmas as well, so I'm looking at that. So yeah. But it depends. I think it all comes down to, again, like how much you're going to make on that listing per month. So you need to decide, is it going to be, if you're looking for £50 minimum profit per month per listing, does that come from one sale at £50 profit, or does it come from 50 sales at £1 profit each? Yeah. End of the day, it doesn't matter. There's extra prep costs and stuff associated with the 50 units. But yeah, I guess you could argue there's more risk with a higher selling item, a higher value item that you're making £50 profit on. So yeah, it depends really. I think that's the best way to look at it, is like, I'm looking to make X amount per month per listing. For you, it might be £20. It definitely was for me, £20 at one point. Now I'm at probably 30, 40, sometimes 50 maybe. I don't know, all the money adds up, doesn't it? You make £30 profit per month per listing. You got 100 listings, you're making £3,000. That's someone's wage. As long as you can keep track of it all and stuff, it's all good. But yeah, But as a general rule, if you're looking at wholesale, things like Quick Eater and stuff, probably 100, I'd say. But at times I'll take 50. It all depends how much stock there is as well. If I can clear the stock, and it's not too much. The 17 grand lead I bought, I cleared the stock. It's about 2 years worth of stock though. It's going to take me 2 years to make 17 grand. But I could, there's so much profit in it, if I wanted to, I could drop the price all the way down to £10, make £2 per unit, or £2.20 or whatever it is, and I'd make about £4,000 profit in probably a month or two off those. So it's about 2,000 units basically. So it sells 100 a month. I've got about 2,000 units. I can make, I can't remember what it is exactly. It's like £9 profit per unit at the moment or something like that. But it take me 2 years to make that money at £9 profit per unit. Or if I wanted to, I could kill the price down to £10. It was so profitable, and make £2. I think like £2.40, £2.20 a unit. Sell all the entire inventory within a month or two, because I'm pretty sure I could boost the SPM from 50. I think it's 50 or 100. I can't remember, but boost it from 50 sales per month all the way to it's 100 sales per month. Sorry, could boost it all the way from 100 sales per month all the way to probably 1,000 sales per month if I halve the price, which right now it's around 19, 21 pounds, something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd spike the SPM. Sorry, if I lowered the price that low. So something I kept in mind when I bought it. I was like, you know what? If I decide to, I can probably clear the stock in a month or two, maybe 3 months, by just killing the price down. Still making £4,000. I don't know. Would you rather make £4,000 in 2 months, or would you rather make 17 grand? Let's go 15 grand in 2 years. I don't know. What would you prefer? Get the £4,000 back in 2 months and get it reinvested into the next product, or make it slowly over time, but at the end, after 2 years, you made 15 grand. For me, I'm going for the 15 grand. What if the product gets gated into? That is 100% a risk. It is. That is 100% a risk that could happen. That is something to consider. It is. Hopefully, I'd get enough warning on this product. If that ever happened, if I get gated, I can ungate it again. That's fine. If it goes hard gated, that brand, for example, or they decide, you know what, no one can sell that anymore, whatever. You should get enough notice, in which case I could literally destroy the price down, even if I have to go to the point where I break even. If I drop this thing that sells for like 21 a month, it's a consumable. It's Oral-B. I'll tell you that. It's toothbrush heads. If I could literally kill the price down to I don't know what my break even point is, like £7 or something. I'm 99.99% sure that SPM would literally go through the freaking roof if I put those for that low. So I've always got that option. They don't come around very often, not gonna lie, on that one. But that was a really sick deal. But I bought that one. Yeah, exactly. So it basically came, I got 2 shipments. One was a pallet. That pallet's just sitting on the shelf now. We're basically just sending in 100 a month. And then the other lot, which is about 400 or something like that, was came in a couple of boxes. That's going to go in right away. Well, it's already in now. But yeah. So that's pretty much the only time I'm actually kind of holding stock like that. Normally I just send it all in. In this case, I'm holding it out, basically. Yeah, I'm going to drip feed it in. So obviously having an awesome prep center like Warehouse Goblins, which is what I've got, allows me to do that. Maybe I'll pay a bit of storage. I'm not sure. I'm happy to do that. And yeah, it's fine. If I pay 50 quid a month or whatever to store it, it's fine. I'm happy with that. So yeah, they actually delivered. There was like 3 UPS boxes. 2 got delivered, and then 1 got sent to some other place. Chris at Warehouse Goblin had to go out and actually get it. So I was like, oh my god, it's not been delivered. And I was like, there's like £2,500 profit in that box. Can you please go and find it? And it was delivered to another unit. So yeah. Can also run ads on it as well. Exactly. Yeah. So there's so many opportunities on that one as well. Right now, I don't actually have the buy box on it. Someone else has the buy box. So I'm happy to let them sell it. I know 2 other people bought some. They didn't get too many units, so I'm happy to let them sell. And after that, off to the races, basically. It'll just be me and Amazon. And I don't know how low Amazon can go. They don't seem to be price matching the price at the moment. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. So, yeah, it's a cool one. I was happy with that deal. Really nice to get that one. And, yeah, I think it actually did restock, but I missed it. So, I think someone else got a few more units. Nothing too crazy. But, yeah, it's an interesting one, to be fair. And I was very happy with that one. But, yeah, so I might be crying in, like, a year's time when it's hard-gated and I can't sell the stock and I've had to destroy it. I doubt it. But, yeah, I can eBay it. But, again, you can sell it for so cheap. They don't come around very often, though, where it is so cheap like that you can... And you know what? I got an interesting supplier out of it as well. So I'll be honest, when it was so cheap, I was a little bit concerned. So I looked at the supplier, and it's a massive supplier. It's like over 100 million a year. Been around for ages. Yeah, it's an insane supplier, actually. So that was also worth it. I've not even contacted them yet. I don't do that. I've got a list of suppliers, but yeah, I'm happy just going through Cogito right now. But yeah, it was kind of interesting anyway. It's good to know as well that I've got that kind of... Obviously, I went for a marketplace invoice as well. So I've got that information if I ever have a problem. But yeah, it's all good. SSA is saying, just making sure I've not missed any other questions, actually. I have a product which I'm selling approximately 15 per month and making 4 profit per unit. Nice. So you're making £60. I want to increase sales. Any advice on using Amazon ads to get more sales? Yeah, so I've done this a tiny bit. Apparently, it can be quite good. I didn't notice a huge amount of improvement myself. I did notice a little bit, to be fair. But it's something you can try and do. It's a bit of a weird one, really, because obviously you're advertising and someone else could get the sale. But it's something you could try, and maybe just try and put a budget of like £5 a day and just see what happens. See if you get more sales. End of the day, you might be paying for someone else's sales as well, which kind of sucks, but you might be boosting your own sales. And if you're making more than £5 extra, I mean, basically, if you do £5 budget a day on that product, or just say £4, let's say, you do a £4 budget per day, you just need 1 extra sale to basically break even on that. Ideally, if you get 2 sales, you're then making £4 more than you were before. Plus, you can boost the SPM on it as well, which give you residual sales as well. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. In the UK, but you're asking about the toothbrushes. They're UK. I think they sell into Europe. I actually not looked, actually. That's a good question. Why did I not think about that? No, I must have thought about it. I think I have already looked. Let's have a look. Oh, I actually have had a sale. What date is it? I had a sale today. Yay. £8 profit. And I've got 2,000 of them. Just under 1,900, something like that. It's not bad, is it? That's my first sale on it, I think. Yay. Oh, cool. Nice. Into Europe. That's an interesting one, actually. Something I've just done, actually, because my European thing on Seller App was way down. I've literally put it to the top now, or near the top. So I keep an eye on it, actually. Yeah, it's the thing is, it does make good money in Europe, but the sales rank's not as good, unfortunately. So, but in theory, I could... it's one of those ones... Italy's not too bad. So look at the SPM on that one. Yeah, it's an interesting one though. So I need to look into that actually. See if I can stimulate a few extra sales there. But yeah, I'll be honest, I don't focus a huge amount on Europe these days. Occasionally I'll buy a product which is, I think, is like not doing well in the UK, or but does well in Europe, or does as well in Europe as it does in UK. But I was mainly focusing on using EFN, or European Fulfillment Network, or I think they call it Remote now. I can't remember what they've changed the name to. Remote Fulfillment. They've God, what was I going to say? But yeah, these days, ever since the sneakers, where I really was focusing on European sales, these days I don't focus on it as much, but it can be a very profitable avenue. When you look at the units sold per month on a product, you also look at EU sales. Yeah, so again, I don't necessarily right now, but it's a very good thing to do. It's just one of the things that doesn't seem to pop into my mind as much these days, but it probably should do, which is why I've actually moved that European thing up on my seller amp. So be basically at the top, just below the calculation thing. So yeah, how do you track your profits? Is there some free software? SSA I use, and I'm going to get you a link here. I use Seller Toolkit. So let me get you a link for anyone who wants to use this one. I'll get you a link now. So everything I do is for free, by the way. So it all runs on the affiliates and stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys using my link. So that's the link. And if you use code, and also using that link, you don't need the code. You get 30% off your first month with that link and a 14-day free trial. So that's why I use to track my profits. It's very important to track your profits because you might not be making money. All right. Oh, I thought we were going to end at 9 o'clock, but suddenly there's the questions pick up, which is awesome. Do you have to get ungated in EU to create separate marketplaces? So when I was saying Nike, for example, I did have to ungate. I don't know if I remember if I had to ungate in every single region or whether it counted for all of them, but I definitely had to ungate it in at least one region. But if I remember correctly, I did actually have to ungate Nike in France, Germany, Spain. I think the other ones kind of came automatically. But yeah, I definitely had to ungate those on those ones, I'm pretty sure anyway. So on at least one of them anyway. But yeah, essentially every single region is its own store. So it's got its own account health, it's got its own account balances, it's got its own inventory, although the inventory is technically coming from UK if you're doing EFN, or I think it's called remote fulfillment now, where basically the stock lives in UK warehouse but gets sent and fulfilled to people in, say, Germany, for example. And if they return it, it gets sent back to UK. So you don't store anything in Germany. That's called pan-EU. But that's a whole thing you don't want to do, especially when you're new. But yeah. Tried to get ungated in Gucci, Dior, Armani using Creator, but they keep rejecting. Keep trying. I am going through the battle myself right now. Hopefully I'll have some updated tips when it comes to ungating. Oh, by the way, I mean, ungating's, I don't know if I told you this, but ungating's changing. So, it's getting easier, guys. So that's news that's been published already on Twitter. So there's the guy who owned, the CEO of 3 Colts, came out of a meeting with Amazon and announced that ungating is getting easier. So yeah, that was some interesting information, and ungating is changing a little bit. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But you got to keep trying. So I mean, I'm trying to ungate Michael Kors right now. I'm trying to ungate Weller Professional, or whatever it is, or some sort of Weller one. Even though I'm ungated on Weller already, I'm just running into a roadblock right now. I've just got to keep trying. But I'm trying to ungate Tommy Hilfiger, and I got ungated first time. So the big issue running into right now is when you run into the bots. So if you're getting rejected after like 15 to 30 minutes, you're basically running into a bot. You need to try and figure out, and I'm still trying to figure this out as well, it's a constant evolving thing of how to get past the bot, because the bots just auto-reject over and over. It's a pain in the butt. Yeah, it's a mixture, as I say. It's a mixture. It should be a person, but they use a lot of AI. And again, I think that's one of the things that's ended up changing. It needs to change because it's honestly, right now, it's a bit of a joke. But yeah, so you can end up running into bots over and over and over, which is a real shame. So I've heard tricks about if you apply for an ungate at like 11, 12 p.m. that it can be auto. I don't think I've ever experienced that myself, but I've heard that multiple times that the evening works. So maybe after this, try an ungate for the first time. I don't know. But yeah, it's when you run into those bots, it's tricky. You gotta try and mix the information up to try and bypass the bot. You gotta try and, if you're like submitting a PDF, for example, rather than submitting the PDF again, take a screenshot of the PDF. So it's like a different file format. Change the format from JPEG to JPG. If you're sending a JPEG, change it to PDF. Try and do something to get past a bot to get in front of a human. That's what you want to do. But yeah, so it is a pain, I'm not going to lie now. You just have to keep trying over and over and over. Unfortunately, I'm going through, the whole process right now with Michael Kors. I think with Michael Kors, I'm struggling because I believe it's hard gated in America now. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I heard that there's a big fashion brand. I think it's Michael Kors, Coach, a few other ones. They're all owned by one parent company. I don't know what it's called. But they all own these different brands, and I think they're hard gated in America, which is why maybe I'm struggling to get it ungated in the UK. They're probably just not accepting applications. I'm not sure. Weller is just, I don't know what's going on with that one. There's 2 Wellers for some reason, and I bought this product on another Weller, and I cannot for the life of me get ungated. I just keep trying over and over. It's ridiculous, but yeah, it is what it is. But I can't see anyone apart from one guy who's been ungated on that particular Weller, which is crazy. So yeah, have you had this country? Yes, exactly. I have. Yes, it does. You have to do it for every single store, COO. We just talked about that now. I'm going to try and figure out how to do it, how to do the upload sheets and stuff like that. If anyone's done it before, wants to help me, reach out to me. Then on Wednesday, I'll try and do like a tutorial video or something. We can talk about how to, and we can walk you all through doing it basically. And I can probably demo it on my Amazon account. I'm not sure. Don't want to reveal my Amazon store, of course. But yeah, so guys, have you seen my latest retail arbitrage video, by the way? So I've done one on TikTok and Instagram where I went into Tesco's, did some retail arbitrage. Let me know if you enjoyed that. Go and check it out, by the way, if you want to. In fact, I'll get you a link, actually. Let's do Instagram. Why not? But yeah, I'm going to be doing more of these, guys. So if you've got any tips, you've got any improvements, I definitely know I need to improve this video, to be fair. Copy link. I'll throw that out for you guys. Go and check it out. Give me some feedback. I've already got quite a lot of feedback already, which is awesome. But go and check that out. See what you think of it. I'm going to be doing more retail arbitrage videos. And yeah. Oh, Titch is watching. That's awesome. Titch is my friend. But yeah, so check that out and yeah, see what you think. And I'm going to be doing more of those. I'll be improving over time. Going to get some series going on retail arbitrage, and obviously with Q4 and R8 is huge, so we're going to be doing that as well. Maybe a few collaborations. So just trying to get more of that kind of RA content going, which is going to be good fun. So check that out if you want to see some RA footage. And but be gentle, because I was using the glasses for the first time, and yeah, I was still trying to figure out how to use them. So do you think they suit me? That's the question. Do you think they suit me? Yeah, I kind of like them. They're pretty cool technology, but I think they're a bit big for me, maybe. But anyway, they're pretty cool. Yeah, if I do a recording, how does that work? Yeah, there you go. You can see the lights on now. So that's now recording. How meta is that, eh? So, yeah, doing the recording. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff anyway. And yeah, just leveling up everything and trying to get more content out for you guys. So, yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, Titch was in my car on Sunday testing them out. So, using the AI stuff on it. So, you can point it at something and go like, I can't remember. It's like, hey Meta, how do you blah blah blah, you know, or what is this thing I'm looking at? And they'll be like, oh, you're looking at like a can of 7-Up or whatever. It's pretty cool. So SSA is asking, if you don't have a company reg, is there a harder way to open? Is it hard to open a trade wholesale account when you're on? Yeah, you pretty much do need to be a limited company. Yes, you don't necessarily need to be VAT registered. That obviously helps, but yes, you do need to be a limited company. Realistically, they're just not really going to deal with you, and if they do deal with you, they're probably not going to be a good one. If you want to learn more about that, there's a video which I linked up above. Let me get that for you again. Copy. Oh, why is that not working? Which you can put here. I think this is going to work, hopefully. Is that the correct link? But basically, I did an interview with a guy called Ryan who works in a wholesaler. He gave all the tips for wholesale there. Ends in GG. That's the one, yeah. I think that's it anyway. Check that out anyway. Awesome video. Loads of tips in there. It's amazing. You will learn so much about, and he talks about that as well, limited companies and VAT registration, things like that. But yeah, realistically these days, you may as well just start off as a limited company, to be fair. Does it cost to register a limited, or is it free? Reach out to me. I'll book an onboarding call with you if you want, and we can do that. We can run you through it. But yeah, it costs money. It's not expensive. Let me get you a link actually quickly. 1 second. You can do it through, because you're going to need a bank account as well. So what I recommend you do is, I'm going to get you a link here. Again, shameless promotional thing here. But if you do it through Tide, I believe they used to do it for free. I think it's like 15 quid now. But you get a bank account as well, and you also get 50 quid. So actually, they're going to pay you to open a bank account and get your limited company going. So yeah, do it through there. And I can't remember the exact promotion. Yeah, you get 50 quid. And you're good to go, basically. So use my promo code there, that link as well, and you can get £50. But yeah, and then say they'll open your limited company for you. I basically use Tide for every business. I won't show it. Well, on here I've got like all my Tide businesses. You can do multiple businesses on there. So I've got 4 on Tide now, and you can just skip. You can switch between them all. And the good thing is that you can create your business through Tide. So you get your bank account right away. They create your limited company as well, and you're good to go. You're ready to go, basically. So it's pretty good. But yeah. Don't do it through OSIM. Yes, do not do it through OSIM. Do not touch OSIM. Yeah, yeah, they're awful. But yeah, so I'm trying to think who else. I think pretty much that is the recommended one. Tide, honestly, is pretty much the go-to place to open up a limited company. Like I say, it used to be free. I think they do charge like 15 quid now. I can't remember exactly. But you say you get the £50. So yeah, it's all right, really. So, you know. Yeah, $14.99 they charge you, but they give you 50 quid when you use my code. So you're making £35. So it's all right, isn't it? So yeah, And I personally think the banking is pretty good on Tide as well. So yeah, but there's Revolut as well, things like that. But Tide's the best one in my opinion. How are RTA accounting? I think RTA amazing, to be fair. So I was rushing the other week actually because it's like, oh, VAT, and I was like, oh my god, it's VAT already. I was like trying to get my VAT together, and to be fair, my admin VA had been on top of it. There's only a few things I had to chase, and I was like, mate, are you going to be able to get this in today? Because I was like, oh, I left it a bit late, haven't we? He's like, no, mate, it's next month. So I was like, oh god, okay. So yeah, he's given me a month's notice on that. But to be fair, I was pretty much within like 30 minutes, I was ready to go. Because I only had about 5 invoices and things, just queries that my admin VA had for me. And we're all good to go basically, so that was awesome. And I had a couple of queries as well, but yeah, so I've had no problems with it, so I've not had anything late so far. Everything's been perfect. Yeah, it's all been good. So Empowerment Network is asking, sorry joining late, but is Tide online banking? So yes, Tide is an online bank platform. However, they also have a service where they'll let you they'll basically create a limited company for you in the UK for $14.99 while opening your bank account. So you get both the limited company and the bank account. To be fair, you need the limited company before you can create the bank account for it. And then they also give you 50 quid when you use my code. So go to that link I just gave you there. There's a code there. Use that code. I can't remember what the code is now, but anyway, when you create it, you get 50 quid. I get 50 quid. Everyone's happy. It's all good. But like I say, I recommend them because I use them. I've got all my businesses are under Tide. So I would show you, but I don't want to show you my business names. Although if you want to go to company's house, you can probably find it there if you really wanted to know. But yeah, so on that, yeah, it's an online banking. It's one of these ones that's run through an app, yeah. But it's a proper bank as well, so it's FSSC regulated, unlike Revolut, which isn't. So which is why Revolut's okay, but anyway. We won't get into that. So once done, do I need to update on Amazon? So I need it for opening wholesale account. I fill with Amazon. Anytime you update information, yes, that will happen, by the way, SSA. So, but it's a natural progression you need to go through. So what you do, set up your business, get your limited company going, get your bank account set up. Once you've got that already, you've got your incorporation document, which you'll get through Tide. They'll email it to you. Get all that set up. Then you need to open a case with Amazon and say, I want to transfer my company from my sole trader to my limited company. They'll basically give you the go-ahead. They'll tell you how to do it. They'll give you a link, whatever. You can then transfer the sole trader from sole trader to limited company. What you then need to do on the day that you do that, you basically cease trading as a sole trader. You need to transfer. What essentially you are doing is transferring all the stock. So you need to do a stock take on the exact day that you essentially cease the sole trader and start limited company. On that day, do a stock check, look at STK, look at what's in Amazon, what you've got on your shelves, what's in your prep center. Take a stock take of that one, and then you essentially transfer that over to the limited company. And then when you do your self-assessment in a year's time, you've wound down that business at that point. You pay your self-assessment, and that's the end of that sole trader. That's how essentially it works. But you need to tell Amazon you're going to do it. They'll go through the process with you and stuff like that, so you're all good. For me, it took 72 days, so I would get it done sooner rather than later. That is not typical, though. Most people take 7 to 10 days. For whatever reason, mine was 72 days. I did it just around Q4 and had to miss out on the whole Q4. So if you're going to do it, get it done now before Q4 starts in. But yeah, essentially, it's a very important thing to say, take that stock take on the day that you do the transfer of ownership from your sole trader to your limited company. Very important to do that. But also as well helps you for, you can reclaim VAT and stuff as well. So yeah, but yeah, anyway, essentially it counts as a director's loan, by the way. So yeah. Cool. Anyway, any further questions before we wrap it up there? So it's been pretty good. I've enjoyed this. I thought it was slowing down for a bit, then we picked up again with loads of questions, which is awesome. So Sean took 3 months. Yeah, so me it was 70. I've never heard it taking 3 months. Mine was 70 days, which was long enough. So yeah, get it done now, SSA. And yeah, I don't know why mine took. So I had to basically get in touch with the managing director, and they were telling me to be patient. Blah blah blah. Anyway, most people takes about 10 days, but it can take longer. So you got to be prepared for that. But yes, first things first. Get your Tide limited company and your bank account set up first. Get that all prepared. Get your documentation ready, your bank statements, all that kind of stuff ready. And then a certificate of incorporation, and then you're good to go. Contact Amazon through a case and go through the process. If you need any help, get in touch with me, or there's a really good video I can share, which Nikos did ages ago, which is a very good video as well. That's the one I used. So, okay, cool. Tell me about Q4, please. I keep hearing about it. Q4 is the busiest time of the year for anyone who does any kind of selling, e-commerce and things like that. It's October, November, December, Q4 meaning the quarter four, Q1 being January, February, March, Q4 being October, November, December. And basically, it's the hottest time of the year. You can probably make as much in December as you can probably for like the first 6 months of the year. It's basically the time that you have like a bonanza period of people buying, obviously for Christmas and holidays and things like that. Sales just go through the roof. Big items to look for. Use Cogita, for example. I'm going to be absolutely rinsing Cogita for Q4 because they've obviously got wholesale perfumes, aftershaves, things like that. By the way, you do not need to be a limited company to use to use Cogita. You do not need to be a limited company to use Cogita. You can sign up as a sole trader if you want. So if you're a sole trader, you can use that. Use the code FBA Mogul to get £120 off your first order as well, which is awesome. But yeah, I'll be rinsing Cogita because you can get wholesale perfumes on there. Perfume sales go up through the roof. Perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets, those kind of things go through the roof in Q4. We're talking 10x, 20x the sales volumes that you might typically run into middle of the year. So if something sells 100 a month, it'll probably go to 1,000 or even 2,000 a month in sales by the time we hit December. So it's crazy. And obviously you've got the October, November, December, it just ramps up massively. So it's an amazing time where you can make a serious amount. I made £42,000 in Q4 last year. Not too bad. That's half an Aston Martin. And this year I'm hoping to make more. I think 50, 60. I don't know, who knows what I'll make. I don't know. But I'm going to be going really deep on perfumes, aftershaves, gift sets, things like that. It's been it's insane time. Please make a video and slowly show step by step how to do a shipment plan, how to label and how to package products for shipment. I don't have a video, but I will do one. I've literally just written the guide for that. Which is part of my overall Amazon full guide. If you DM me, I wasn't planning on releasing it early. I will give you access to it. I've done screenshots and everything on how to create a shipment. So if you DM me, I'll share that with you. But that's like early access basically to this. But I wasn't planning on releasing it until the whole guide is done. But if you DM me, I'll give that to you basically. Or if you want, we can jump on a call. So book a one-on-one call with me. Anyone who wants to learn how to do Amazon or get into Amazon, you can book a free one-on-one call with me. The link to do that is here. Again, I do this all for free. All that I ask is that if you do get any software, if you do use Cogita or anything like that, or if you want to get OA Hero, use my links basically. Or OA Hero is mine, but yeah, you just use my links and my codes basically. So I get a small kickback. But yeah, that's the link anyway. To get access to me, you can book a free call with me. And yeah, when do you start buying for Q4? Very good question. So would you buy in September, increase from there? So yeah, September. What I would probably do is in September, I would really be thinking about discounting a lot of products in my Amazon store. So while I normally hold out for prices on items, in September, beginning of September, August, September, I basically would be thinking, right, I need to start clearing stock now and getting money in. Trying to get that stock cleared out of my Amazon, or a lot of it in September, in preparation for October. So you can start buying for Q4. I've already started buying for Q4 now. It's a little bit early, I'll be honest. But yeah, you can start buying in September, and then obviously October, it starts to ramp up. October's almost like a normal month, but it is better. But it doesn't really start. Obviously, December's the big month. So it's all about having the stock and then stuff in for December. November's obviously pretty good as well. October's is good, but it's not as good. Buying in and selling stuff in September, starting to think about getting stuff in September, October time for December. But you can still buy stuff in November. I mean, I bought stuff early in December to get it into Amazon quickly and get it sold. I wouldn't buy 1,000 perfumes necessarily, although sometimes you can and get that sold in like a week or something. But September, October time, it's probably a good time to think about it. Yeah, no problem. Paramount Network, Comfort. What's your name, mate? Cool, awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Again, if you want to learn how to do, want to know what websites you can order from, order limits, things like that. If you're going to use Cogita and you want the tools that are going to tell you about whether things are hard gated, whether things are restricted, transparency. It looks like this basically. Check out OA Hero. This is my Chrome extension that I created. It's £100 for lifetime. So you pay £100, you get it for lifetime. It's the insane price. So you can see here we've had a new feature on Amazon. It'll tell you if a brand is IP. It'll tell you if any other information like avoid this brand at all costs. They're very protective of their brand. Super important tool, to be honest. As you can see here, it tells you the same on Cogita as well. It's going to save you time, money. It's going to make you money through better purchasing decisions. It's going to save you mistakes like buying the wrong brand. Like this is one that people have been burned by a lot, but we now know their IP, that they are very protective of their brand. So yeah, if you want to get OA Hero, it's oahero.com. Again, this is what it looks like when you go to someone like John Lewis. We support over 600 websites. You can get all the information you need. And say this is good because you can go onto a website like John Lewis and you know there's a deal on there. You're wondering how many should I order? Should I order 10, 5? I don't want to get cancelled. Well, it turns out John Lewis don't care. You can order 100, you can order 1,000, doesn't matter. So it's super valuable. You get £100 and you get paid off within like the first sourcing session. Don't know what's the fourth one is. So yeah, and they say other information there as well. So this is something happened recently. So you get information, it gets updated all the time. But yeah, anyway, awesome. So if you want to check that out, oahero.com, £100 for lifetime. That's my Chrome extension. I built it myself. It's been developed all the time now through my developer. Helps me out massively. Helps you out as well. That's the other thing. It's the tool that I would have loved when I was starting Amazon, to be fair. So to keep me out of trouble and to make me more money. But yeah, but the price is changing end of the month. It's going up to $149.99. So if you want it for £100 now, get it in now because it's going to $149.99 for lifetime at the end of the month. After that, it might go to $200. So yeah, but yeah, I'll last few questions. I'm going to wrap it up there. What websites do you recommend to ungate perfumes? Notino's a good one. Look Fantastic's another one. Harrison's Direct, I think, is a good one. Hoagie's Online's another one as well. Technically Boots, although I wouldn't necessarily use Boots. Anyone that offers you an invoice. If you've got OA Hero, it will tell you, we get the right one up here. No, wrong one. Like John Lewis, for example, it says, is it suitable? It says at the bottom there, that invoice suitable for ungating or ungate. It says yes. So it's got all that information there as well on all sorts of websites. So yeah, super valuable there. It's an interesting one though. Maybe I could think about actually improving OA Hero and saying like, if you want to do a perfume, what sites are good for perfume and get? It's an interesting one. I'll think about that actually. So yeah, good feedback there actually. That made me think. But yeah, so SA saying thank you for sharing your knowledge. Absolutely no problem. Happy to help. Like I say, I love to see you guys succeed. That's why I really want you guys to succeed and replicate what I've done. It's been life-changing for me doing Amazon, and it can be life-changing for you guys as well. It's hard work, don't get me wrong, but you can seriously change your lives doing this. So no, but it's gonna, because it was delayed in me getting that update, it's gonna be end of the month. So 30th of July, it's going up to £150, £149.99. Cool. What about Cookie? Is it good for ungating? 50-50. I know people who have ungated like seriously tough brands using Cookie invoices, like Paco Rabanne, Michael Kors, Armani, Gucci. I personally just haven't had much luck with ungating on them with those invoices, but I know people do. So when people ask me that, which I get asked all the time, I say 50-50. I'd say try it, buy from Cogita, get your invoice, try and ungate with it. If it doesn't work out, go to someone like Look Fantastic, someone like Notino, get 10 units, get ungated. Maybe return them. It's up to you. I'm not saying you should do that, but yeah. Or just sell them. It's, to be honest, just sell them. You can find profitable things. Just get 10 of them, break even or whatever. It's not a problem. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been an awesome session, actually. So yeah, I thought I was going to go on for an hour. We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. So all right, last question then. I missed it. Is it advisable to buy expensive products to ungate? Or ideally you buy the cheapest ones possible. There's always a cheap thing you can get. So for example, someone the other day was trying to ungate Samsung. They had some Samsung laptops. They needed 50 units or 100 units. We managed to find this little Samsung part for a phone that was like £1 each. It's still a £100 ungate or £150 ungate, but you buy this little Samsung part. The other thing as well, multi-packs count as well. So if you get a pack of 10 light bulbs, for example, even though it's one pack, it's actually 10 units. So that will count as 10 units. So if you're going to need, if you need 10 units to ungate, you can buy one pack of 10. That'll work. Cool, guys. Awesome. I'm going to wrap it up there, though. Appreciate it. I'll be on again Wednesday. We'll try and do the COO stuff on Wednesday. I'll try and learn how to do it by then. We can probably do it together, walk through it, all things like that. Again, if you want to book a call with me, the link's there as well. Other videos as well in there. And yeah,